What if you were watching history and you didn't even know it? 1 month ago, fans at Dover Motor Speedway watched Kyle Busch climb out of his truck after another dominant performance. At the time, it felt like just another win, just another day at the track, just another Kyle Busch victory. But looking back now, that moment means everything. And hey, real quick, if you're a true NASCAR fan like me, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel. NASCAR Nation News is just getting started. We're pushing toward our next subscriber milestone, and it's all about real talk from fans who live this sport every single week. All right, let's get into it. 1 month ago, Kyle Busch won a race at Dover Motor Speedway. And honestly, it felt familiar, it felt normal, because that's what Kyle Busch does. He wins races. He's been doing it for more than 2 decades. But here's the thing, nobody at the track that day knew they were watching the final victory of one of NASCAR's greatest competitors. Nobody knew that 1 month later, that Dover win would carry a completely different meaning. And that's where this story begins. Let's talk about the race itself. Because it wasn't just a win, it was vintage Kyle Busch. Driving for Spire Motorsports in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, Busch took control of the race early, and he never let go. Lap after lap, he set the pace. The field had no answer. By the time the checkered flag waved, Busch had led 147 of the 200 laps and crossed the finish line more than 2 seconds ahead of runner-up Corey Heim. According to NASCAR statistician Steven Toronto, it was the most laps Busch had led in a Truck Series race since 2019. Think about that for a second. He didn't sneak into victory lane. He didn't get lucky. He didn't capitalize on someone else's mistake. He dominated. Start to finish, the way only Kyle Busch can. At first, nobody saw it coming. But now, that performance means something much bigger, because that Dover victory is now officially the 234th and final NASCAR win of Kyle Busch's Hall of Fame career. 234 victories. Just hearing that number tells you everything. A resume that includes 2 NASCAR Cup Series championships, more than 60 Cup Series victories, more than 100 O'Reilly Series wins, and countless records across NASCAR's national touring divisions. It's the kind of career most drivers can only dream about. And what makes it even more remarkable is how win number 2004 happened. It wasn't dramatic, it wasn't chaotic, it wasn't controversial. Busch unloaded with speed, he took control, he led 147 laps, and he drove away from the field. Simple as that. And honestly, there's something special about that, because when people look back on Kyle Busch's career years from now, they'll remember plenty of moments, championship celebrations, historic milestones, record-breaking performances. But the lasting image for many fans might be something much simpler. Kyle Busch climbing out of that truck at Dover, celebrating another victory with the same confidence, intensity, and passion that defined his entire career. And that's what makes this moment feel different. Because this wasn't a fuel mileage gamble. It wasn't a late race strategy call. It wasn't a rain-shortened event where somebody stole a win. Kyle Busch earned it the old-fashioned way. He was simply better than everyone else on the track that day. However, there was one problem. Nobody knew it would be the last one. At the time, Dover felt like another entry on an already overflowing list of accomplishments. Another trophy, another win, another reminder of greatness. But now it feels like the final chapter, the final time NASCAR fans saw Kyle Busch standing in victory lane, the final reminder of what made him one of the most talented racers this sport has ever seen. Generation after generation of young drivers measured themselves against him in the Truck Series, in the Xfinity Series. They chased his records, they tried to match his speed, they tried to beat him. And at Dover, it gave all of them, and all of us, one final reminder of exactly why that wasn't easy. Then something unexpected happened. A win that felt routine suddenly became historic. A moment that seemed ordinary suddenly became unforgettable. 1 month later, Dover no longer feels like just another Kyle Busch victory. It feels like the end of something truly special. So here's the question I want to leave you with today. When you think about Kyle Busch's career, what moment stands out most to you? Is it Dover, a championship, or something else entirely? Drop it in the comments. I genuinely want to hear your thoughts. And if you're not already part of the NASCAR Nation News family, now is the time. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and join a community of fans who love the sport the way it deserves to be loved. We'll see you in the next one.